Konkani Bhasha Mandal, General Secretary of All India Konkani Parishad and President of the Marathi Patrakar Sangh. A cine buff, he sits on the Executive Committee of the Entertainment Society of Goa. Sir, we are very privileged to have your expertise with us today. And now, let me introduce our esteemed panel featuring a stellar lineup of representatives from across the political spectrum. First, we have Shri Girish Chodankar from the Indian National Congress. He is an Indian politician and a teacher who serves as the All India Congress Committee in charge of Tamil Nadu and Puducherry since 2025. Previously, he served as the president of the Goa Pradesh Congress Committee. Next, we have with us Shri Dilip Prabhudesai, who serves as the vice president of the Goa Forward Party. He has featured in various press conferences and public events representing Goa Forward stance on civic and political issues. Representing the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Tushar Kelkar is currently the Bharatiya Janata Yuva Morcha State President. He joined politics in his early college days, where he was elected as the General Secretary of Goa University Student Council, and since then has been working as a part of BJY. And finally, we have with us Shri Valmiki Naik from the Aam Aadmi, who is the founding member and currently the working president of the Aam Aadmi Party unit of Goa. He has an MS in Civil from University of Texas, USA. Gentlemen,
our topic is political parties on constitution and federalism, views from Goa. So you all know that these are all political leaders. They are not legal experts as such. So we will make this. So we'll make this session more interesting. And more than that, Mr. Jason has already already talked about it. So I'll also request all these guys to be more vocal, And we are a very tiny state, very small state in India. We came into existence in the Indian Constitution or the federal state virtually 10-15 years after. So after attaining the Union Territory status, then after in 1987 we got statehood. After statehood, there is a now discussion going on in Goa whether we have really, have become a full-fledged state, or whether we are dissolved in the mainstream. And also there are now discussions that after double engine Sarkar in the center, the status of this very small state, which we call it, we have a unique culture, has been disappearing. So I'm not going to waste time, only the time constraint, because now we have been told that we have only 35 minutes at our disposal. So I was interested in giving them 5 minutes earlier. In the first round, I think we will give them 3 minutes. 3 minutes, then we can have some questions, and again they can sum up with 2 minutes. So I will start with Girish. He is representing a national party and also a very experienced politician in Goa. And he has also traveled other states. He is also, in charge of some other important, very big states. So let's start with Girish Chodankar.
Thank you, Raju Bab. Considering the time factor, I'll be very brief. I know, as Raju Bab has already mentioned, we are not constitutional experts. I think since morning, many stalwarts in the field have spoken. And now this lot of the political leaders, where the draft, those who drafted the constitution and the way it is being used or misused is a altogether different game than what the researchers actually think about. Indian National Congress, although have been championed about our constitution, and after we attained liberation, the 19 December 1961, we could have, if wanted, could have ruled the state through military commandants, but we chose to transit it very systematically, giving it to the popular government the Goa wanted. Okay, yeah. Okay. So, soon after the liberation, yeah, soon liberation जातकर immediately, म्हाका दिसता फक्त एक 6 महिने कितें तरी आमी मिलिटरी रुलान उरले, आनी तेजे नंतर लेफ्टनंट गव्हर्नर येवन एक कन्सल्टंट काउन्सिल अपॉइंट जाता, आनीक विदिन अ year after the liberation, I think somewhere in the year December 1963, the Indian National Congress, which was ruling at the center, actually gives the first election to the state of Goa. गोंयकाराचो सरकार निवडून हाडपाची मोकळीकाय आमचो इंडियन नॅशनल काँग्रेसचो सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंट दिता. हे फर्स्ट आमचो स्टेप आशिल्लो की गोवा हें गोंय उरचें, गोंयचे कल्चर आनी गोंयची आयडेंटिटी जे गोंयकार मागताले, हेचेर पंडीत जवाहरलाल नेहरू तेन्नाचो प्रायम मिनिस्टराची कितलीशींच भाशणां आमकां पार्लमेंटान मेळटा. ते करता आसतना तेजे नंतर गोंयाक एक बोवाळ जाता, आनीक महाराष्ट्राची काँग्रेसचीच एक स्ट्रॉंग लॉबी म्हणटा की गोंय हें महाराष्ट्रान मर्ज जावचें, आनीक हें प्रकरण आमच्या केंद्रीय नेतृत्वा कडेन पावता दिल्ली, आनीक महाराष्ट्राची स्ट्रॉंग लॉबी, ऑल द टॉप लिडर्स वर देयर इन दिस, they put a lot of pressure on our prime minister, our government, that Goa should be merged with Maharashtra. But with the mindset that we have, our leaders that time, we give, I think, world's in India's only first, and in the world it may be very, very rare such occasions where the people were given the choice to choose. गोंयकारांक एक ऑप्शन दिले की तुम्ही चूज करात, गोंय हे तुमची आयडेंटिटी, तुमचे कल्चर वेगळे मेंटेन करतले काय ते महाराष्ट्रान मर्ज जातले. आनी देन वी सॉ द गोवा ओपिनियन पोल इन द इयर 1967. आनीक so this is a very, very big step towards our topic. आनीक त्याचे नंतर एक मुवमेंट जाता गोंयांक की गोवा ही त्याचे नंतर ती युनियन टेरिटरी जाता. युनियन टेरिटरी जाल्या नंतर एक मुवमेंट जाता गोंयांक की गोवाक एक फुल फ्लॅश स्टेट मेळची, आनीक त्याचे नंतर असेंब्लीन बिल पास जाता. इज लायक आमी जम्मू काश्मीराक पळयलें आतां सद्याक कशे तरेन स्टेटहूड आशिल्ली ती परत रिवर्स जाता अगेन्स्ट द विशीस ऑफ द पीपल विदाउट टेकिंग द.
तुला सगळ्यांक खबर आसा, तूं म्हाका दिसता सारके तुज्या मुद्द्यार यो.
मुद्द्यार त्याच पॉयंटार येता की हे सगळें चलता आसतना आमी पळयतात की त्या टायमार जो आयचो सरकार जो आशिल्लो त्या टायमार आशिल्लो जाल्यार गोवा हे गोवा उरतले आशिल्ले काय, जो लिबर्टी गोंयकारांक दिल्ली ती मेळटली आशिल्ली काय. कारण आयज गेल्या 11 वर्सांक आमी असो सरकार पळयता केंद्रांत जेणे केन्ना कॉन्स्टिट्युशनाकूच पयली चॅलेंज केल्ली. म्हणजे हे कॉन्स्टिट्युशन आमचें जावपाकूच शकना. जेजो RSS हे आसा तो हे कॉन्स्टिट्युशनाक रिस्पेक्ट दिवपाक सोदनाशिल्लो. तेजी जी दुसरे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन आशिल्ले मनुस्मृती ते आमचेर इम्पोज करपाची तेंची विचारधारा आशिल्ली. आनी ह्या हितूंतल्यान आयज गेल्या 11 वर्सांक आमी जो कॉन्स्टिट्युशनाचेर आनी फेडरलिझमाचेर एक वेगळो हल्लो पळयतात. वेगळे वेगळे स्टेटीचे पावर कशे काडून घेतले वयता, गव्हर्नराक थ्रू कशे कंट्रोल केले वयता. तो ह्या खातीर हांव तो मुद्दो खास करून सांगतालो की पयली एक्झॅक्टली कशें चलतालें आनी गेले 11 वर्सांक आमचेर कसो हल्लो जालो.
Thank you so much. I'd like to thank the organizers of this event for inviting me for such a great intellectual gathering. How चड टाइम घेना डायरेक्ट पॉइंटार येता. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आमचे ज्येष्ठ नेते आणि आय duly respect him and I see him as a great leader from Goa because whenever I see his Twitter all throughout the day and he keeps talking about intellectual capacity of Goans issues and India's issues, so I really respect Girish sir. But tani ek same cassette ji old cassette of Congress that to blame RSS, blame BJP's 11 years of rule, ही सेम कॅसेट तेंच्यांनी परत घालपाक स्टार्ट केली. जशे मॉडरेटरान सांगले की मातशे पॉलिटिक्स उलयल्या बद्दल RSS मध्ये घुसपोवपाक स्टार्ट केली. बट आय वॉन्ट टू टेल दिस ऑडियन्स दॅट काँग्रेस पार्टी, द चेअरमॅन ऑफ ड्राफ्टिंग कमिटी डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकराक हारोवपाक दोनदा इलेक्शनाक तेंच्यांनी इलेक्शनाक हारयले. इट वॉज द कोएलिशन ऑफ नो बिकॉज आय वॉन्ट टू गिव द आन्सर फॉर RSS. I want to give to the RSS. काँग्रेसीन बाबासाहेब आंबेडकराक मुंबई प्रेसिडेन्सीन दोनदा इलेक्शनाक हारयले आणि त्या दोनूय टायमार बाबासाहेब आंबेडकराचो इलेक्शन एजंट वॉज अ RSS यंग प्रचारक कॉल्ड दत्तोपंत थेंगडेजी. So I want to clear it that RSS is anti-constitution, BJP is anti-constitution. So I want to clear that debate first. Second point, Congress party talks about the federalism and constitutionalism very oftenly, but the history if you see, then it is the reverse. Like an emergency of 1975, 1 lakh political parties, other leaders were jailed by Congress party. So if they speak less about federalism, then it will be good. So I'll just give you the data and the correction of how the amendments were done by Congress party and the BJP ruling government. I'll just give you the data. So amendments done by BJP, they came in power 2002. The first amendment which was done by BJP was for the education. They became the fundamental right. BJP did constitutional amendment to make education the fundamental right of India. Whereas Congress did the first amendment of constitution to curtail the freedom of speech, which was first constitutional amendment done by Nehru, insert provisions for to curtail the very own freedom of speech of this government and the people of India. The second, like there are so many constitutional amendments which have done by Congress party, which have taken away the rights from the people of India. Like there are various examples of during emergency. There is a height of one law where they came up with a law called Postcard Amendment Act, where Congress party wanted to read your letters which are sending to your lovers and family members. This kind of constitutional amendments and laws they brought to. So yeah.
Thank you. See, amchi debate. What is the topic? Political parties. Political parties on constitution and federalism. Views from Goa. गोंयकार जी पळय आमची इंडियन सिस्टम आसा, भारतीय संविधान आसा, आमचे पळय आमी ल्हान स्टेट म्हणून आमकां जे पळय कितें अडचणी आनी फायदे मेळटात त्या संदर्भान विशेषतः तुमी जाणात गव्हर्नर्स रोल, गव्हर्नर इंटरफियरन्स, मागीर डिफेन्स आनी जे पळय कितें स्टेट कॉन्करंट लिस्ट, ताजे नंतर सब्जेक्ट्स टू द स्टेट्स, आर्टिकल 356, गव्हर्नर्स रोल ऑफ डिसॉल्विंग द स्टेट्स, हे सगळे अशे तरेचे रेव्हेन्यू शेअरिंग जे आमकां गोंयाक खूब इम्पॉर्टंट. हेच अशे तरेचे डिबेट, अशे तरेची चर्चा गोंयकार आमी कशे पळयतात हाजे कडल्यान आमकां अपेक्षीत आसा. आतां हांव परत वता वाल्मिकी नायक हाजे कडेन. वाल्मिकी, तूं तरी तुका कोणें काय म्हणना, सो तूं ह्या विशयाचेर.
Thank you, Rajabab. Good evening, everybody. I have a slight cold, so if my voice is not very pleasant, I apologize in advance. First of all, thank you to Khandola College for having this national convention. I think not only is it timely, but it is also very necessary in the times that we live in. And also thank you because I got to
watch and hear some very distinguished academics, from JNU and people who otherwise we don't get a chance to hear in person. Professor Valerian Rodrigues, Professor Gopal Guru, Professor Peter Ronald D'Souza, Dr. Jason. So I really enjoyed all the sessions and learned a lot from them. And lastly, thank you for having a panel of politicians, because I think we can have a lot of academic discussions, but practically it is politicians who are at the forefront of delivering governance using the constitution as a framework. So without this panel, I think this convention would have been incomplete, and especially also because all politicians are asked to take an oath of upholding the constitution when they take office, if you remember. So how much do we as politicians really know about the constitution? And how do you uphold something of which you know so very little of? Right, so I think that is the main issue for us, all of us here as politicians. So no wonder that politicians see the constitution as a thorn in their side, that gets in the way of what they want to do, which is basically more corruption and more power. So they're always trying to tamper with the constitution and to dilute the checks and balances and to consolidate more power for themselves. So I think I really enjoyed Professor Peter Ronald D'Souza's talk, in which he spoke about the value of the constitution, and he spoke about how so many nations have collapsed all over the world, in fact all around us, all our neighbors, even though they had constitutions, and we as India have survived and even thrived because of the robust constitution that we were given. So I think to understand the value of the constitution is very important, and to understand the value of the constitution, of the Indian constitution, it is important to understand the value of India, because I think the diversity in our country is so much. As a child, I remember I have a very strong core memory. We were going by road to Belgaum, and after crossing a certain point, I realized I could not read the signs, the road signs, because they were all in a different script, in a different language. I mean, you drive a few hundred kilometers and you don't understand that country, that state's language, its different food, its different festivals, its different culture, So as a child, I thought, like, are we still in the same country, right? And not just Belgaum. You go further up, you'll reach Maharashtra. You go further, you'll reach Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal. Everywhere you go, a few hundred kilometers, everything changes. So the diversity of India is actually quite mind-boggling. The language, the food, the festivals, the culture. And nowhere, I think, in the world it is like this. Most countries are very uniform and homogeneous, right? In fact, India's area is about 35 lakh square kilometers. If we try to find anywhere in the world this kind of diversity in that sort of 35 lakhs square kilometers area, I think the closest you would come would be Western Europe. There's Spain, there's Germany, France, Italy, Portugal. Every few hundred kilometers the language changes, the food changes, culture changes. Okay. But the difference is that, let me just finish this point, because the difference is that there are 28 different countries and we are one country with 28 different states. So I think, as Professor Peter said, the reason we have survived with such extreme diversity, besides all the other problems we had when we were born in 1947, like poverty and caste system, the reason we have survived and others haven't is because of the strong constitution that we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Valmiki. I am now going to Dilip Prabhudesai. Dilip Prabhudesai represents Goa Forward Party, and they have a slogan called Goikarpan. See, last some years we have been listening to such kind of slogans. The first slogan was after the opinion poll. The first slogan was Goa for Goans. Now there is something called POGO, Persons of Goan Origin. What Jason has somewhat commented, saying that the people of Goa should also get a dual citizenship, though it's not allowed in our constitution. So I am going to go to Dilip Prabhudesai and listen to his views vis-a-vis constitution, federalism and the Goikarpan.
Vis-a-vis
thank you for having me here, Government College of Khandola and all of you. Well, I come directly to the point. Our slogan is not Goinkarpan, it is Goinkar, Goinkarpan. And in this context, I think it's very obvious why we have to have Goa Forward Party, why we have to have a regional party. We heard the National Party speak. They are speaking about something that is not relevant to us at all. It's just like having a discussion on Vande Mataram in a 5-day assembly session. That is exactly what we are doing today. We're not coming to the point. The point is that what happens to a state like ours? We are talking about federalism. We are talking about constitutionalism. So what is constitutionalism? It is, as Valmiki said, political parties take the constitution as a thorn in our side. It is exactly that. It is as somebody has said, it operates as a check on executive and legislative tyranny. And that is what these, as a regional party, I take the freedom to say, that is what the national parties do on us. They treat us to tyranny. And that is why a regional party, as a regional party, I want to focus on federalism. What is federalism today? Today we see, in the last 2 years, we have seen the GST being implemented. Now GST is not the BJP's baby. The Congress started it. The BJP just carried it forward. Who suffers? The state suffers. The state, the share of the state is not given to the state on time. What has happened to fiscal federalism? It's gone to the dogs. We have, the union government keeps on relying on cesses and surcharges. Basically, why cesses and surcharges? Because they are not to be shared with the states. So what is the federalism all about? And then some states have argued about the borrowing caps. And then there is a growing reliance on centrally sponsored schemes. Now, coming back to what my national party members have said, that the Congress came up with constitutional amendments, then they came up with better constitutional amendments. Congress's sins, I'm not defending my political ally, but the Congress's sins were punished after 30 years, roughly. I mean, it's up to the people to decide when to punish the other sins. That apart, when it comes to Goa and the so-called double engine sarkar that we are having right now, the very concept of saying that the double engine, the concept of double engine is a virtue, actually makes a joke out of the word federalism. Federalism is not having the same parties in the center and the state, and that's why the state progresses. I would like to have more dissent, because from dissent you get more creativity, more innovation and progress as it should be. This sort of political subservience to the center is not what federalism is about. And simply in Goa, I would like to ask the national parties, what have you done to our rivers, Goa's rivers? The 7th schedule states that waterways are in the state list, in the central list, only if they are passed by the parliament, by a parliament act, as national waterways. I don't know who did it. I mean, let's find out who did that. And deprived us, Goans, of our rivers. Okay, thank you.
Our rivers are controlled by the central government today.
Okay. Nationalization of rivers, that was the issue. See, the first round is over. I am going to again give them a chance. See, there are specific issues vis-a-vis Goa. You know, these issues are, Goa is a very small state. We have a unique culture. With this constitution and federalism, how we can protect Goa? You know, this is a specific topic. And before that, I would also like to comment. Some years back, after the liberation of Goa, first 20 years, first 25 years, Congress was working in Goa just like a regional party. Congress was functioning in Goa. Most of the issues taken over by Congress were regional parties. Now suddenly Congress has become a national party, controlled from the center. Also BJP is the same. Aam Aadmi Party is also doing the same kind of work. So I am going to ask you, with this, some kind of Goaness, Goikarpan, Goa and Goankar, Pogo to Goa for Goans, how we are going to survive in the next 20 years? With all these political hierarchies to, constitution taking over and a lot of things. So this is a specific, only 2 minutes you have to comment.
Yeah. Sorry. So, जसे दिलीप बाबाने सांगा एक रिव्हर नॅशनलायझेशन जर ते नॅशनल इंट्रस्ट जाल्लें जाल्यार गोंयकारांक व्हडलो इम्पॅक्ट जावपा नाशिल्लो पूण इट इज जस्ट टू प्रमोट some business lobbies or some business interest it is done. I'll go just beyond what point Dilip Bab raised. The MPT चे MPA करप आणि त्याका अशी ऑथॉरिटी दिवप geographical as well as more powers that means they have created a state within the state. गोंया भितर आनी एक MBA म्हणून एक स्टेट जाल्यार आनी हो गोंयचे हेचेर एक सगळ्यांक व्हडलो हल्लो जालो. हांगा याद जाता SEZ आमी हाडले आनी SEZाक गोंयकारांनी विरोध केलो आनी वी रिस्पेक्टेड दॅट सेंटिमेंट्स अँड गोवा इज द ओनली स्टेट वेर इट वॉज सबसिक्वेंटली कॅन्सल. सगळ्यां व्हडलो हें जाता गेल्या 11 वर्सांक माय कन्सर्न there's an attack on constitution because they realize that 400 par is not getting reality, and now there is continuous attack on the constitution, and maybe because of that many Indians, good Indians who are constructing, developing, they are leaving the country. गोंयकारूय खूब जाण सोडून वयतात, that is different issue. आयज इंडियेंतले कितले लोक भायर वयतात आणि आमचे एक ब्रेन ड्रेन जाता. दिस इज आय थिंक बिगस्ट
म्हज्या प्रश्नाची जाप दिना हांव तुका स्पेसिफीक कारण तुका 2च मिनटां आशिल्लीं कारण आमकां वेळ ना. तो म्हाका पळय
मेन म्हणजे आमचो
णव म्हाका म्हणटा की केन्ना सोबत काय म्हणून
आमचे सेक्युलरिझमाचे जो एक कंटिन्युअस अटॅक जाला कम्युनल हार्मनीचे गोवाचे एक ब्रँड गोवा इमेज
गोंय ल्हान आमचें गोंय सामकें माणकुलें गोंय कशें सांबाळटलें
कम्युनल हार्मनी डिस्ट्रॉय जातली. ज्या ब्रँडा खातीर आमी फक्त इंडियेकूच न्ही तर आख्खे जगभर फेमस आशिल्ली ती कम्युनल हार्मनीक जर आमी डॅमेज करून डिस्ट्रॉय करतले जाल्यार हेजो व्हडलो हल्लो गोंयचेर केन्ना जावचोच ना.
हांव तुजे कडेन येता
उलोवपाक
पॉलिटिकल उलयनाका
हांव सी हे सगळी जी डिबेट आसा कॉन्स्टिट्युशनलिझम फेडरलिझम हेचो ह्यो फिलॉसॉफिकल ऑर थियोरिटिकल बुकान वाचपाक ऑर एकाडेमिशिया खातीर एक बरो आसा बट तेजो कोर जो कितें आसा तो गरीब कसो मिडल क्लास जावचो, मिडल क्लास कसो अपर मिडल क्लास जावचो आणि अपर मिडल क्लास कसो वयर जावचो हे वेलफेअर is the core of federal structure in India. That's what I feel, and that's why union versus state हेचे जे रिलेशन आसा इतल्या वर्साचे ते कित्या खातीर आसा बजेट आसतले स्किम्स आसतले इट्स जस्ट टू गिव अ प्लॅटफॉर्म टू दी पुअर social schemes to the poor where a small state where they can't afford schemes central should help them to get them things done. In that same double engine was coined. या डबल इंजिन या शब्दाक जर अपोज करतात ताका थियोरिटिकल तुम्ही अपोज करता आसत बट डबल इंजिन म्हणजे कितें एक इंजिनान जर एक ट्रेन इतली धांवपाक शकता जाल्यार डबल इंजिन लायल्यार ती फास्ट धांवपाक शकता. दॅट इज दी ओनली कन्सेप्ट ऑफ डबल इंजिन. त्या खातीर सेंट्रलान एज अ फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर जो पैसो ऑर टॅक्स कलेक्टेड इन गोवा त्याच्या ट्रिपल पटीन सेंट्रल गव्हर्मेंटान फाटल्या 11 वर्सान स्टेटीक पैसो दिल्लो आसा. वेदर इट इज हायवेज यू कंपेर द ट्रॅफिक ऑन रोड 15 years back and you compare traffic on roads now.
It's our right.
No. See, again you will start the theoretical way of federalism. I am talking the reality. Reality जर तुम्ही पळोवपाक गेल्यार फेडरलिझमाचो जो कन्सेप्ट आसा तेच्या अंडर फाटल्या 11 वर्सान जर आमी सेंट्रल गव्हर्मेंटान एक एस्टिमेट काढला की ह्या राज्यान टुरिस्टाचे ट्रॅफिक ऑर नेटिव्ह ट्रॅफिक ऑर गाडयांचे पॉप्युलेशन वाडटा म्हणून जर रस्ते 4 पदरी करता आसत जाल्यार तेका वायट कितें आसा आनी ते वॉट इज दी रॉंग इन दॅट. सेकंड जर आमची टुरिस्ट कॅपॅसिटी वाडटा हे पळोवन जर सेकंड एअरपोर्ट येता आणि त्या एअरपोर्टाक जर सेंट्रल गव्हर्नमेंट फंडिंग करता देन दिस इज अ गुड फेडरलिझम. दिस इज वॉट डबल इंजिन इज. इफ institution like NIT, IIT are coming, premium institutions are coming in Goa in a small state where the population is only 15 lakh, only 2 MPs which represent Lok Sabha, and central government is giving more than what Maharashtra and Karnataka is getting, then what is wrong in double engine?
Okay, so good point. पूण आणखी एक पॉइंट
क्लिअर करता सर. सो त्याच्या मागीर येयलो गोंयकारपणाचो. आता नॅशनल पार्टीन जे लोक आसा ते कावून भायले ना, ते गोंयकारूच. लोकल पार्टीन आसा ते गोंयकारूच. आता हो जो कन्सेप्ट ऑफ नेटिव्ह पार्टी और लोकल पार्टी has become, you know what, in recent year, because you can't win election, एक हायपर रिजनलिझम फोर्स एक बोगी तयार करपाचो की म्हणपाची तुमचे कल्चर काबार जातले, तुमची लँग्वेज काबार जातली, तुमचे अस्तित्व काबार जातले. हे महाराष्ट्रान जाला. हे महाराष्ट्रान मुंबई सारख्या भागान 1990 हेच खेळी खेळून प्रादेशिक पक्षान आपली बोगी चलयला इतली वर्सां आणि तोच आता मोडस ऑपरेंडी गोंयान चलोवपाक सोदता जस्ट बिकॉज दे कांट विन इलेक्शन्स. They don't have vote share. So that's why they should not go शिवसेना way. They should go Goan political parties. आपली एक तत्व असपाक जाय. म्हाका एक सांगा, गोवा फॉरवर्ड पार्टी गोंयकारपणाचे उलयले. अजित कडकडे सारख्या आमच्या नामवंत संगीतकाराक जेन्ना गोवंत भूषण दिता तेन्ना पार्टीच्या अध्यक्षाचो एक ट्वीट ना. एक अजित कडकडे कोण? अजित कडकडे गोंयकार न्ही. अजित कडकडेचे अभंग गोंयच्या जात्रेच्या देवळांनी चालतात. गोयच्या प्रत्येक 70 तालुक्या, पेडण्या तालुक्या, बार्देस तालुक्या सारख्या.
हांव चिंता कितें तो म्हणटलो आपण उलयता म्हणून आता.
No. I want to clear it. I want to clear it the definition of गोंयकारपण. I want to no. I want to clear the definition, sir. I want to clear the definition of गोंयकारपण. गोंयान 11 वर्सां सरकार चल्ले म्हणून गांवची होळी बंद जाली. 5 दिसाचे गणपती एक दिसा राहिले. ज्यांच्या घरात 5 दीस गणपती चलता ते 5च दीस आसा. सो व्हॉट इज गोंयकारपण? प्रोटेक्टिंग द नेटिव्ह कल्चर ऑफ युअर विलेज अँड वर्ल्ड इज व्हॉट गोंयकारपण. अँड दॅट इज व्हॉट बीजेपी इज फर्म इनटू. अँड दॅट्स व्हॉट आय एम.
ताजेर एक जनरल व्यू तयार जाल्लो असो. तुम्ही व्हडले जेन्ना पूल बांदतात, व्हडले रस्ते ग्रामीण भागान करतात तेन्ना अशें म्हणटात की आनी रिवर नॅव्हिगेशन जातात, रिवर नॅशनलायझेशन जाता तेन्ना अशें म्हणटात की कोल ट्रान्सपोर्टा खातीर करतात. दुसरे कित्याक रस्ते पळय ग्रामीण भागात व्हडले जेन्ना जातात तेन्ना गांवच्यो जमनी भायले लोक येवन विकते घेवन ते दिल्लीकारांक विकतले अशे तरेचो प्रचंड हुस्को निर्माण जाता. सो ताजे खातीर
I am saying it that for that land I am supporting what the other parties are saying, that we need a conclusion. We should have a all party meeting for at least decide about our lands. I support in that.
So federalism, if we want to speak about, it has been misused by all parties. Today, of course, BJP is misusing as the central government and imposing itself under the name of double engine. But we remember the exact opposite happening when Goa had a BJP state government and there was a central Congress government on the issue of double tracking, where the central Congress government brought in double tracking, and we have a video of Mr. Parrikar where he is opposing this central project. But today the same BJP government, just because the central government is of BJP, they're supporting that. So these double standards are there in all the parties, especially when it comes to federalism. But I do agree that this double engine concept and the level to which the BJP has taken of misuse of federalism is very dangerous. The very name double engine means it's a political threat. You vote for us or else, right? And this is exactly what they're doing. He's claiming that the central government is sending funds. But where there is no BJP government, where people have voted against BJP, they are choking the funds. Is that fair? Is that federalism? They are using GST share to choke them. They are using the governor to create legal impediments. They are engineering defections to overthrow the governments by.
But ED was used in West Bengal.
Yes. No, exactly. So I think this is not like troubling state governments which has voted against you, you are trying to remove those governments, you are trying to overthrow those governments, and I think that is extremely dangerous, and my party has suffered the brunt of it, you know, our state government in Delhi. I can go in details, but Raju Babu is not giving me the time.
So I am giving I am going giving the mic to the
No, this is unfair. Again, this is
no.
This is national party.
Okay.
This is regional party.
Okay. Somewhat unfair. I'll come to you. Anybody from the audience. कोंकणीन विचारता म्हाका आवडटलें. Anybody from the audience. कोणाकय हांगा मातशें एकमेकाचेर आरोप करतात. मेन विशय पॅनल दवरला. एक दोन जाण सांगा मगो तुमी पायराचे फोर्स मातशें उलोवपा जाय. सांगा मगो कोण कोण तरी प्रश्न विचारत एकदम.
कल्चराबद्दल माय फ्रेंड हॅज स्पोकन दॅट अबाउट गणपती एक दिसा जालो का किंवा आनी कितें तरी भायर जर सरले न्ही इथं कितें तरी रिवर्स म्हण आसा मांडवीत 7-8 कल्चरल आयकॉन्स आय डोंट नो दॅट इज आवर कल्चर
is the setting politics affecting the development of Goa? Setting politics म्हणजे सगळ्या पार्टींक म्हणटा सगळ्या पार्टींचे एक सेटिंग गव्हर्नमेंट म्हणून चलता त्या सेटिंग गव्हर्नमेंटाचो परिणाम आमच्या फेडरलिझमाचेर पडटा काय की नाही?
गेले 13-14 वर्सां आमी ते पळयतात गोंयकार एक सरकाराक चूज करपाक वोट करतात 2017चे आमी एग्जाम्पल बेस्ट पळयलें गोंयकारान रुलींग सिटींग बीजेपीक भायर मारले तेजे चीफ मिनिस्टराक हरयलो आनी 24 आमदार आशिल्ले थंयच्यान तांकां 11चेर हाडले आनी 2017चे सॉरी 13चेर हाडले म्हणजे 24-25 आमदार आशिल्ले सरकाराक डिफीट करतात हाडटात नंतर सरकार कोणाचो लागता परत बीजेपीचो त्याचे नंतर डिफेक्शन 10 इलेक्टेड एमएलए परत व्हरप परत कंट्रोल करप त्याच्या नंतर 8 जाणां व्हरप परत कंट्रोल करप सो दिस इज अ व्हेरी डेंजरस ट्रेंड इन द गोवाज पॉलिटिक्स आणि कॉन्स्टिट्युशनल प्रोविजन आसा कॉन्स्टिट्युशनाक 10th शेड्यूल आसा 10th शेड्यूल कितें म्हणटात की मर्जर इज पॉसिबल पण मर्जर जातलो जाल्यार पॉलिटिकल पार्टीन पयलीं डिसिजन घेवपा पडटा मर्जराचें आनी 2/3 इलेक्टेड एमएलए ताका एग्री करपा पडटा सो गोंयाक आमी कितें पळयता 2 डिफेक्शन जाली स्पीकर पयलीं 3 वर्सां काडटा तेजे नंतर हायकोर्ट टायम काडटा 2 पेटिशन आय एम द पेटिशनर एक्चुअली माझी 2 पेटिशन आयज सुप्रीम कोर्टान ओनली फॉर इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑफ द 10th शेड्यूल की पार्टीचो रोल कांयच नसता काय कितें आयज तुमचो इशूच आशिल्लो पॉलिटिकल पार्टीचो
Okay, Girish, to the point call. There is a question from the audience.
I like the conversation because in spite of all the differences, you are able to speak to one another. My question is this. Can political leaders in Goa think on their feet, forgetful of the party that they belong to,
Nice point.
about the future of Goa in a larger polity called India? Do we have people in Goa who think like that? Because I thought that India was built by a lot of people who thought on their feet, thought about their own regions, and then they articulated an imagination of India. What would be that? That would be federal thinking, that would be constitutional thinking as well.
I was about to raise this issue.
Oh,
And
sorry.
throughout this discussion, my point was the same. So,
But main is our lobbying in Delhi because we have only 2 MPs. Luckily, our Rajya Sabha MP also has come. So totally we have only 3 MPs at the center. So how we can collectively have
Sir, mic.
strong lobbying? How we can have strong lobbying at Delhi so that our environmental
He is not asking you about the lobby. He has said, he has made a point की तुम्ही एक राष्ट्रीय स्वरूपाची विचारसरणी घेऊन स्थानिक पातळीचेर एक गोंयचो फुडार, बाकी इरिस्पेक्टिव्ह ऑफ पॉलिटिकल पार्टी म्हणटा तो गोंयचो फुडार आनी 20 वर्सांनी गोंय बाबा आमचें उरतलें, विरगळटलें, नश्ट जातलें काय मांडवीन बुडटलें, हो तो ताजो प्रश्न. कारण तुम्ही जर अशे तरेन झगडपा लागले वयर, हो तो BJP म्हणटा, तूं काँग्रेस म्हणटा, तो गोवा फॉरवर्ड म्हणटा, अशें ना. की ताजे वयर सरून निमाणें एक गोंय म्हळ्यार आमी बाबा सांबाळटले काय कितें, हांवें ताका तोच विशय काडला. हातून भितर मागीर
I think the problem is when we start talking about lobbying and all that as an answer to this question. That is the basic problem. On the 6th of this month, about 3 days ago, there was a meeting called by a respected ex-Chief Justice of High Court in Panjim. I see many students here, below 30, below 25. These many youngsters were not there that day. The answer lies not with the politicians. The answer lies with the people of Goa, the youth of Goa. Because right now what is happening is everything in Goa is being dictated to by people from outside Goa. Not just politicians, not just the high commands, it is just money that is dictating everything to the people of Goa. If you visit the north of Goa, it's no longer Goa. The south of Goa, fortunately, still retains some part, something of Goa. We have to do something drastically, immediately. And I think all political parties of Goa, which belong, as he said, we are all Goans, we are all Goinkar, we all have Goinkar part in them. We have to forget our national leaders. I mean, all these parties are, for me, I would say, forget your high commands. Act independently, act federal within your party,
to the point,
and then we come to the
so to the point. हांव समिंग अप करता, इतलेंच सांगता की आमी फेडरलिझम आनी कॉन्स्टिट्युशनाचेर उलयतात. हांवें गिरीशाक एकच सांगिल्लें, कांय वर्सां पयलीं म्हणजे चड वर्सां 25 वर्सां पयलीं काँग्रेस पक्ष एक रिजनल पार्टी कसो वावुरतालो गोंयांत. दॅट वॉज फॉर प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ गोवा, सेक्युअर द स्टेटस ऑफ गोवा, गोवाज डिस्टिंक्ट कल्चर, आमच्या लोकांची आयडेंटिटी वळख ती कशी सांबाळून दवरतले. आनी दिलीपान एक बरो म्हाका दिसता पॉयंट मारलो, तातूंत ह्या प्रश्नाची जाप आसा. तुमी लोक कितें करतात, सगळे राजकीय पक्ष, राजकीय सरकाराचेर सगळे सोडून तुमी कितें करतात लोक, हो म्हजो प्रश्न. आमी काय ते पयलीं स्टुडंट मुवमेंटान रस्त्यारच आसताले, कॉलेजीन आमी खूब कमी वताले, पूण रस्त्यार रावन आमी आंदोलनां केल्यात. एक लोक चळवळ खंय आसा गोंयांत? लोक चळवळ अशी जाय की राजकीय पक्षाक बुद्ध शिकयतली, राजकीय पक्षाक धडो शिकयतली, राजकीय पक्षाक कशें वावुरपाचें, कशी भुमिका घेवपाची, कशें धोरण घेवपाचें हें शिकयतली. अशे तरेची चळवळ लोकां मदल्यान येवपा जाय, लक्षात घेयात. राजकीय पक्ष तुमकां कांय दिवपा ना किंवा सरकार तुमचें कांय दिवपा ना. हांव तुमकां निमाणें स्टेटमेंट करता, तुमी सरकार जायात. हें अशें जगांतल्या सगळ्या विचारवंतांनी हेंच सांगलां, तुमी सरकार जायात. तुम्ही जेन्ना आम आदमी, तुम्ही जेन्ना सामान्य मनीस, तुम्ही जेन्ना विद्यार्थी, तुमचे सरकार तुम्ही जेन्ना जातली न्ही, तेन्ना गोंयांत फुडार आसा अशें हांव मानता. धन्यवाद. हांव दिलीप, गिरीश, BJPचो प्रतिनिधी आनीक वाल्मिकी, तुमी हांगा सगळे आयले आनी आमकां एक बरी संदी दिली तुमचे विद्यार्थ्यां मुखार उलोवपाची. कारण आमी जेन्ना भाशणां करतात तेन्ना विद्यार्थी, तरुण भुरगे कोडले आसतात, पूण ती संदी तुमी आमकां दिली. आनी म्हाका दिसता हो एक बरो एक वैचारीक एक कॉलेजीन भितर काम करता, पॉलिटिकल सायन्स, तो भायर बरयता, तो उलयता, ताज्या फुडाकारान ही म्हाका दिसता ही अशे तरेची परिसंवाद जाला. हांव ताकाय बी धन्यवाद दिता आनी ह्या कॉलेजीकय अशे तरेचो ब्युटिफूल एक नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्स अशे तरेची गोंयांत घडोवन हाडली. धन्यवाद.